In this lab, we are going to learn how to use Nessus to do vulnerability assessment. So, what you want to do first is head to a few websites. The first one is Tenable, T10 as in number 10, able.com/tenable-for-education. This is the education portal to allow you to get started and download Nessus. All you gotta do is click the blue Get Started button, and then you'll put in your first and last name, your school email, and then Tulsa Technology Center as an organization. And then you can just click Get Started, and they will email you an essential activation code. With the activation code, we'll be able to activate the product and use it for this lab. While you wait for the email, you can head over to tenable.com/downloads, and you can download Nessus. For this lab, I'll be using Nessus 10.8.3. And since we are doing this in Kali, we will be doing this the Ubuntu AMD 64 edition. So I already have it downloaded, but that's what you would do to download that. Once it is downloaded, you will open the file to where it's downloaded. Mine's in my downloads. I'm going to right click and click open terminal here to open a terminal so I can start manipulating files. And since this is a .deb package, what I'm going to do is type in sudo dpkg for Debian Package Manager -I for install, and then just hit tab since that's my only .deb file I have, and that's will install it. I'll have to type in my password real quick. And as long as all Kali is up to date and all dependencies have been complete, we are good to go. So we're gonna type in sudo system ctl start nessus d.service to start the service. And then anytime we want to start it, we'll have to type that command in. There are ways to make it with one's on boot, bit out of scope. But now we're going to go ahead and control click this link to have it open in our browser. I'm going to go ahead and close these other two. And I'm going to click advanced and accept the risk and continue. And here is Nessus installing on our browser. It will take a little bit to initialize, so we'll give it some time. And then we're going to hit continue. We're going to click register for Nessus Essentials. We're going to click skip because we already have an activation code from the previous step. And then we're going to type in our activation code. Now mine, they are one-time uses. So you can try to use mine. It won't work, unfortunately, because it is a one-time use. We'll continue. We'll have to make a username. So I'm just going to do my name and then a secure admin password. And then it's going to download the plugins. So the common vulnerability enumerations and common vulnerability scoring systems. This will take a little bit of time. But in that previous step, just make sure you you won't be able to copy and paste it, but just type in the 12 to 16 character code they send you in your email. That is where you'll find that. So I'm gonna let this have some time, and I will resume the recording when it is done downloading. This will probably take about 5 minutes. Alrighty, so it is done downloading. Once it gets done downloading, it brings you to the scan screen. You can see up here it says plugins are compiling. This will take roughly 45 minutes to 1 hour for it to fully compile in the operating system. You can see up right here in the top right, the rotating arrows. That's just compiling. Like I said, this will take usually about 45 minutes to 1 hour to compile the plugins. So once again, I'm going to pause the recording, and then I will resume once the plugins have been compiled. That took around 30 minutes to finish up. So now it's ready for us to set our target. So I'm going to go to my Metasploitable virtual machine, and I'm going to get its IP address. So I can see its IP address. I know it's very hard for y'all to see, but its IP address will be under E0, and it's 192.168. So let's go ahead and copy that over. 192.168, and then it is 94133 for me. So now I'll click submit, and it's gonna try to discover the hosts. So this might take some second. Oh, there it is. So I'm gonna click that IP address since it found it, and click run scan. And now Nessus will begin its scanning with the Common Vulnerability Scoring System version 3.0. So this will take some time as it's going to go over all the vulnerabilities it can find. So right now it's already found 44. It's still going though. And you can see over here on the right side, it has different levels. So we can see we have info, low, medium, high, and critical. And that is based off the scoring system that we'll talk about in lecture. Needless to say, critical is stuff that should be fixed ASAP, while info is more just an advisory. Things that could be changed to get information about the host. So we're going to let this scan. It's going to take a little bit of time, so once again I'm going to pause the recording, and then when the scan is concluded, we'll analyze the results. Alrighty, so that took about 12 minutes, but we are finished with the scan. So as we can see here, the scan found several types of vulnerabilities. A lot are just info, but we found a few low, quite a few medium, a few high, and a few critical vulnerabilities on the system. So what we'll do is we'll click vulnerabilities, and we can see all the vulnerabilities it found, and its scoring system. Nessus and a lot of vulnerabilities tools use the common vulnerability scoring system to determine how vulnerable something is. So for example, a 10 on the system is a remote desktop client, or VNC, is using a password of all lowercase password. So as if we click on it, we can quite clearly see that Nessus was able to do that, and we need to secure it with a stronger password, which makes it critical because someone can just get full remote code execution on the server with no need for doing anything else. They just win immediately. Another thing we can see on a 9.8 is we currently have some sort of backdoor, which may require us to do a malware check. Another one we have here is Apache Tomcat server can be injected. And if we scroll down, we can see this is a known common vulnerability in emulation. So if I click on that right there, it brings me to that, how that can be exploited. So if I wanted to sort this by severity, I could of course click this and click that to go up and down. If I wanted to sort it by score, same thing. Nessus already basically does it by score. The second one, if I can get over it, this should be yeah, the exploit maturity, how long it's been a thing, and that kind of stuff. So it also gives you the family of exploits. So for example, Tomcat's a web server, well, Apache Tomcat's a web server, backdoors, remote shell access, if shares are readable, all that stuff. And if we scroll down to the less important stuff, the information, it just tells us, hey, here's the MAC address I found, etc. If we go to SSH, we can see SSH has a medium, so it has a weak algorithm, and then some low security things, such as we have a weak cipher mode enabled and a weak MAC algorithm enabled, that kind of stuff. So this kind of tool can allow you to kind of see what vulnerabilities are running on a network, because you can actually scan a whole network with Nessus. You don't do it host by host. Now, Essentials only allows you to do 16 IP addresses per license, but if you pay for the tool, you can do um a whole network and get all of the information you need to kind of do a vulnerability assessment of your network. So explore through this, see what you find, and don't forget to answer the inflation question as well.